Welcome back. Welcome back to the Free Gems Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We're now tuned in for episode 182.
182.
Look, you got G's here to your right,
182.
down to your left. You know how it's gonna go. We just here for another week, man. I'm back from the dead.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Just barely. I'm crawling out this grave right now. Not gonna lie, I barely get sick, but when I do, and listen, just know if I call out of work, I'm dying. I am on my deathbed.
No, I was about to say
nothing can save me.
if you're not working, I know like there's something really
wrong. I called
wrong.
off work 2 days in a row.
Nah, I ain't never had
unheard
that
of. Yeah, I literally don't think I've ever had to do it. Like, not school, not work, nothing. Like, 2 days in a row?
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. But anyway, neither here nor there. You guys could tell I'm doing much better.
That's what I like to hear. You feel me? I had to make sure we was doing this, know what I mean?
Yeah. We back. We back on deck. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's going to stop the vibes. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shit going on. I'm heartbroken. There's a lot of shit that happened yesterday that I wasn't ready for. AKA Josh Allen got taken out the playoffs by bum-ass Bosif Nixon. I cannot. Yo, bro.
Bosif Nixon is crazy.
Yo, bro. I'm sorry to jump right into sports, but I just, bro, when I tell you heartbroken, bro, and then I seen the press conference. So for people who don't know, if you're not keeping up with the NFL, you should know Josh Allen was like, it was like his time. Like, you know when they say like the time is now? Like John Cena said it, like the time was now. And Josh Allen fumbled, quite literally, fumbled the bag.
It was all lined up for him.
Yo, bro, it was all lined up. All the best players in his conference are out the fucking playoffs. There's no Joe Burrow. There's no Lamar Jackson. There's no motherfucking Patrick Mahomes. And then he loses to fucking Bosif Nixon and Sean Payton. Bosif Nixon and Sean Payton.
Who, by the way, broke his ankle. You see that?
Who broke his ankle?
Bo Nixon. Bo Nix. That's
Bo Nix broke his ankle?
Yeah. It's Jared Stidham next round, yeah.
You're lying.
The second to last play, fractured part of his, out for this. He's getting surgery on Tuesday, yeah. Fact.
You're lying.
It's Jared Stidham and whoever wins today. Fact. That's. I would never lie about no injury like that.
What?
So as another.
This is breaking news to me right now. If y'all can't tell by my natural reaction, bro, I'm actually really upset. Yeah. Yo, are you dead ass?
Dead ass.
Wow.
Dead ass. So it's crazy. Josh Allen, man.
Wow. That just broke my heart.
That last
I don't even care about the playoffs no more.
That last fumble before the half sealed the deal right there. All the mistakes he had. He played well, but too many mistakes.
Nah, you can't say he played well. He had like 4 turnovers by himself.
He played well, but
he had like 5 turnovers. He had like 3 picks, like 2 fumbles. They had 5 turnovers yesterday. That was ridiculous.
They scored like 30 points.
Yeah, but regardless, they had 5 turnovers. Yeah. Like and like 2 of them were picks, like clear as day picks. One was like very clear his mistake. You said right before the half, the fumble for like a play that they weren't going to be able to get anything from.
James Cook with that early fumble, like
and that didn't kill him as much as from that last half play to the end of the game. It was just their mistakes that kept messing them up.
All right.
Like it was really sad to see, man.
Totally
Damn.
agree.
And now you're telling me Bo Nix is hurt. So chances are we might if the Patriots win a Super Bowl.
Hell no.
Nah, I'm not going for that. Listen, I got one horse in the race right now, and it's Matt Stafford. You know what I'm saying? We're going for the Rams all the way. Shout out to Mikey. That's the only reason why we're going for the Rams.
Me too.
Listen, it's Rams all the way, okay? I'll take Caleb or CJ Stroud before I ever take anything from New England. I'm not with
all day, every day.
I'm not going for none of that Patriots. Drake May, I don't believe in him. No. I'm not going. Jared Stidham, that's a dub. Listen, the Broncos, the Broncos defense was good, but they low key got exposed yesterday. Like I feel like they got trampled through, ran through. You know what I'm saying?
James Cook was cooking.
The Bills put up almost 200 rushing yards on them in a home playoff game. But not to dwell too much on sports because you really just broke my heart, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't know that happened to Bo Nix. I didn't hear a word about
last
that.
Play, that sweep on the edge,
Oh,
which is crazy. Yeah, that last play.
And
And then he threw the pass, and then they were like, fractured his ankle. I'm like, how? When? I guess it was like a hairline fracture. You can't really, you can still walk on it and stuff. Mm-hmm. But now he's getting surgery on Tuesday. He's out for the season.
Wow.
So yeah.
Damn.
That's
Jared Stidham.
Jared Stidham to the AFC Championship game.
Damn. Versus CJ Stroud. I mean, I think the Texans defense could hold it down.
Well, Texas defense reminds me of the Giants when they won.
Yeah, the Texans defense, they pass rush is elite.
Unbelievable. But all 3 levels. Unbelievable. Yeah, no weaknesses.
Yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see. Who's the, I mean, damn. Then you see that with the Seahawks put belt to ass on the
Yeah,
49ers.
they did.
Yo, bro, belt to ass. Very rarely do you see the backups come in a fucking playoff game. But when they put the backups in with 8 minutes left, bro, you know it was belt to ass.
I gotta applaud the Niners though.
Why you say that?
Bro, they have a mojo curse or something. The way they get hurt every year, the injuries.
Yeah, they do.
Bro, the fact that they even made it this far without Joey Bosa, without who's the middle backer? I can't think. It's Fred
Wagner?
Warner. Fred Warner.
Who else did they miss?
Kittle got hurt in last game.
George Kittle's always hurt.
But what?
George Kittle plays like 6 games a year. I don't give a fuck about
Brandon
George Kittle.
Ayuk.
I hate George Kittle.
Brandon Ayuk saga, like.
Oh yeah, Brandon Ayuk. Yeah,
McCaffrey went down like
yeah. The fact that they even got to this
and Brock
point.
Purdy's been balling.
But I feel bad for Shanahan though, man. I feel like because he keeps getting so close.
He's had opportunities. I don't feel bad. He's had opportunities.
Yeah, but it's just like, damn, I want to see him get one. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, coming from such a legendary name, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to his pops, you know, Mike.
Yeah,
Mike Shanahan from the Broncos back in the day. Yeah, Mike Shanahan was a dog. Though. I mean, they innovated that NFL the way NFL's run offenses. There's a big tree that flourished from his coaching, which we call his roots.
Absolutely.
So Shanahan name deserves a good little, I'm saying, a good little championship. I want to see the 49ers do something, but hey, maybe next year. Who knows? But
it's going to be a very interesting rest of the playoffs. We'll see what happens, but Josh Allen, it's very unfortunate. It all lined up for him, and but you could also say this was probably his least talented team coming in.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's still lined up for him.
It's still lined up for him, but for sure, yeah, I don't know who he got playing receiver. Like, everybody he got playing receiver. Brandon Cooks had a good game last game. I mean, Brandon Cooks is good in his own right, but like, if Brandon Cooks in his year 11 is your best receiver, that's a problem.
And they got Mecole Hardman.
5'8" Brandon Cooks. Let's keep that in mind. 5'8" Brandon Cooks is your best receiver.
Mecole Hardman out of nowhere.
He was just on practice squad 3 weeks ago.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, nah. Keon Coleman was also on the practice squad for like the majority of the season for a reason. 6'4" from Florida State.
They had Gabe Davis. They had Shavers that just went on IR.
I think Gabe Davis got traded though. Gabe Davis on the Jaguars if I'm not mistaken. He's been somewhere. I don't feel like he hasn't been on the Bills.
No, I think he's on the Bills.
Maybe I'm thinking about somebody else. But anyway, on another note, you know what I'm saying?
No.
I want to let's dive into some of these topics.
You see, Rocky drop.
ASAP Rocky?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
ASAP Rocky dropped, and I'm not all the way through it, but the reviews are overall. The reviews are looking pretty favorable. Overall,
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been a fan of Rocky's music since he dropped that LSD track.
I feel you.
And I feel like that shit let me know he's on drugs and he thinks anything sounds good. Because he's like, yo, I'll run this shit right now. Nobody can fuck with me. And then that was the same time he dropped like Fucking Problem and all that shit. And A-Train, that long-ass song with like all the best rappers at that time.
I remember that.
That was like 2014 or some shit, like 2013. Like, that was so long ago that I tuned out of A$AP Rocky's music from there. I was like, yo, this shit has gone garbage. Like, he just went too experimental for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know he dropped or like gave a fuck or even planned to give a fuck. But I'm going to listen because I did see a post that he dropped a Drake diss track on that album. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it. I ain't gonna lie.
He was going crazy?
He was definitely there was no mix-ups about who that track was about.
I gotta hear it because you know one thing is though, like it's really hard to diss a motherfucker that you know fucked your bitch. Like everybody knows Drake fucked your bitch, and this ain't just your bitch. This is the woman of your dreams. She's the reason why you're gonna be relevant for the rest of your life. She's the reason why you're gonna be a billionaire. She's the reason why you and your kids are good. She's his lifeline. Drake inserted dick into that woman. That is forever gonna be a W, gang. So like, I would say tread lightly with the diss tracks, because all Drake has to say, I put my dick in the woman of your dreams. Mad times too, not once, not twice, and we went platinum. Mad times. Her and Drake got like 4 or 5 platinum songs, gang. Like I don't know, but like, how can you? Like he could literally be like, yo, I made more money with your bitch than you did.
I think,
and these are all facts though. These are factual things. What can Rocky say to Drake? And Drake could be like, "Yo, I'm good, like I'm richer than you would ever imagine to be if it wasn't for Rihanna. Like it's not even close. I'm more successful than you'll ever be, no matter what you think. All that fashion shit is cool, but even Drake still has more of a fashion influence. If he was to tell people, "Yo, we're gonna wear this today," people are gonna wear that today. Because it's Drake. If Drake signed a deal with Supreme and has a Supreme OVO collab, guess what's selling out tomorrow? Drake Supreme OVO collab. Don't get me wrong, A$AP Rocky with a Supreme whatever Bape collab, that'll go crazy too. But Drake's still Drake. So I don't know. Like Rocky, I would say tread lightly. I'm a fan of what you have embodied and what you've accomplished. But this is a dangerous alley to tread.
I actually disagree with everything you just said.
Okay. I want to hear how.
I disagree for a few reasons. Because
I want to hear how. How can you disagree with facts?
I disagree with the facts that you laid out for a few different reasons. Because there's a narrative that Rocky was using Drake for his rollout and everything. Oh my gosh. Charlamagne came out and said it. But you got to realize, Drake has been dissing Rocky and Rihanna for years. On a lot of different projects. I'm anti. This ain't pretty, Flacco. This shit get really rock. Like, he been dissing them for years upon years. Different subliminals that everybody knows is directed toward them. But when somebody responds, now they're using their rollout. They need Drake for their rollout. When Drake will drop a project, there's so many diss tracks on all the dogs aimed at Rihanna. So much shade, but it's not. It's more subliminal rather than, oh my gosh, A$AP Rocky's using Drake for his rollout. So I feel like that he's not wrong for going after somebody who's been disrespecting him and his wife for a while. And at the same time, you got to realize Drake has been in love with Rihanna forever. You don't remember that during MTV VMA Awards when he confessed his love for Rihanna? So at the end of the day, yeah, you could say, yeah, he fucked his bitch, but at the end of the day, Rocky still won. That's the woman he's been in love with for a while. He's been in interviews talking about, yeah, you know, I can't believe she would say that. Like throughout the years, just obviously.
So you're saying Rocky won because he's with Rihanna still currently to this day?
Yeah, he's married to her.
I don't think they're married yet. I'm like pretty sure they're not married yet. We would have seen the wedding. We would have seen.
But they're gay. But yeah. So to say he can't come at him because he fucked his bitch, rather
he fucked his bitch mad times.
Yes, yes. But Drake is scorned. He's been scorned. It's obvious to his music.
Hold on. You think Drake is pussy whipped over Rihanna, gang?
Bro, have you not followed what Drake's been
Drake's
saying?
Pussy whipped over every bitch he's ever fucked. So what are we talking about?
Exactly.
She's just another one.
Exactly.
She's just another one that had cheese.
Bro.
He's had bitches with cheese. He's had bitches with clout. He had Jennifer Lopez.
Bro,
he had J-Lo, had her sign over the rights to sample her track. Did the If You Are My Loving. What song was that? The Did You Come For Me? Baby. Listen. Drake does this, all right? If you think...
Certified Lover Boy? You think he's lying? He's a lover
what
boy.
song was that? The fucking Drake song that he sampled J-Lo on. That shit is so fire. Not the point. Point is, hold on.
But so my point is... I
gotta take my sweater off for this. Because this nigga is so anti-Drake, he's gonna be delusional right now. Trying to tell me everything I said is disputable. Like it wasn't factual.
No,
what are you saying? Hold on.
Wait. No. Time out. I think...
What other part of this Rocky album have we heard about besides the fact that he dissed Drake? That's what I just came in here and said too. I literally didn't hear a word.
No, I've heard a few different tracks. There's one track where he's coming at Drake.
I'm saying though, what other hype came from it? Like people were like, oh shit, people were like, yo, I heard this Rocky album. Yo, Rocky about to drop. I didn't hear nobody say that shit.
It came out of nowhere.
Literally, the only thing I saw was Rocky dissed Drake.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I saw.
That's definitely the headline. But what I am saying.
So how's that not using it as part of his rollout? You just say you disagree. That's not him using it as part of his rollout, and then you said he has a right to do it.
But what I'm saying.
But that doesn't mean he didn't do it.
It's using it for his rollout if he's highlighting that song in promotions. If you drop an album and everybody focuses on this one track, that doesn't necessarily mean you were using it for his rollout. That's what I'm saying.
But Drake is the kind of artist, the level of artist that the second you make a song that's dedicated to dissing Drake, that is the song that's going to pop up as your rollout.
I disagree. But that doesn't mean he was using it for his rollout. But what I'm saying is...
What?
What I'm saying... But what I'm saying...
You know if you dissing Drake, the biggest artist in the world, everybody's going to pay attention to that. You knew that. Like Future did, like Metro Boomin did, like Kendrick did. They said, yo, we know we're about to start a war when we do this.
That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. All ganging up on one track. I think that's two different.
You don't think everybody that's dissing Drake is very well aware they about to diss Drake?
Yes.
When they making this album, they're like, yo, we got to make this one song, and we're coming at the boy.
But the narrative is that everybody comes at Drake for no reason. That is the narrative that gets played out. That, oh my God, everybody's coming at this Drake. What I'm saying is
like for no reason. Everybody has their reason. Everybody knows there's a reason.
No, but the narrative,
probably because he's a bitch ass nigga. Drake be doing bitch ass shit.
The narrative is that everybody wants to come at Drake is acting like everybody's coming at Drake out of nowhere. When Drake has been coming at a lot of these artists in a lot of songs, but it's not used as Drake is using ASAP Rocky for his rollout because he's Drake. You feel me? He'll come out with a 16-track song, a few disses here, but this isn't the highlight of the entire album. That doesn't mean he's not talking crazy coming at them. But when another artist comes at Drake, it's like, oh, you're using your rollout for Drake.
But that just speaks to the magnitude of how big Drake is.
I don't disagree.
Drake mentions you, and you're just a peon in the bar in the middle of the song. You diss Drake, oh my God, he had the nerve to diss Drake. This peon really thinks he can step to a giant.
I don't disagree.
And then it's like, yo, good luck. We'll see how this goes.
I don't disagree with that.
And all I'm saying is when Drake come back and he hit you with some shit and tell you about how good Rihanna pussy was and how upset you was the day, you remember when you was texting her and she told you she was in Milan, she was at the OVO mansion. You feel me? And Drake type of nigga to drop the date, tell you the address, tell you I swept down a block, made her right. Jesus Christ. That's what I like. Yo, bro, I'm just saying, be careful. Ye tried that shit. Drake explained how the route your bitch took to come cheat on you. Do you understand how maniacal this nigga is?
Yeah, but
I'm just saying, Rocky, be easy.
And another thing is,
Rocky, be easy.
You're 100% right in what you just said. But Drake, depending on how he puts his words together, everybody might not know that's a diss track. That's a diss at who it's going to.
Yeah.
That person knows. Everybody in the industry might know, but people don't know that. People think that's a bar that goes over the public's head.
Yeah.
So when people come at Drake, it's like, they're coming at Drake out of nowhere, not realizing that bar was about them the whole time. That's all I'm saying. So
I get it.
I don't think he's wrong.
I think that's part of the artistry. That kind of makes it even more dope, makes it more personal. Because, like, I'm sure Kanye and his camp noticed that little part of the bar faster than everybody else. And he did that on the track with one of Kanye's biggest proteges. He did it on a Travis Scott song.
Yes.
And on Travis Scott's song, who Travis and Kanye will never break apart. And Drake's like, watch me diss you on your biggest protege's fucking track. Watch this. And only you're going to know this song is this track to you for the first couple of hours.
Yes.
Only you're going to know this, yay.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, when Drake drop another hit and all of a sudden we find out that in there was some fucking invisible ink bars that you got to like put a magnifying glass to. Rocky, be easy.
Yes. I agree. But so like I said, I don't think he's wrong for necessarily coming at Drake for when Drake has been coming at him and coming at his his girl. Rihanna, obviously, for a while, and I do think Drake is a scoring lover. If you look at the history, I mean,
yeah, for sure. I mean, he's an emotional dude. You can tell, obviously. It's
certified lover boy, like that.
And I mean, like, I'm praying for Rocky, man. This ain't gonna go good. This ain't gonna go good, bro. Because when the facts come out and the facts is out, it's like, bro, what are we talking about?
But at the end of the day,
what are we talking about?
None of that shit matters. That's his girl. None of that shit matters.
That shit all matters. What do you mean? Niggas be hurt.
Yeah, no.
Niggas be hurt. What do you mean? For all we know, Drake could have a Rihanna sex tape, nigga. For all we fucking know.
Yeah.
And with the use of AI, we can fuck around and make that happen.
No, don't say that. AI is a demon.
Yo, bro,
AI's
AI is a fucking monster.
AI's the devil.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like, I personally, I'm not dissing a nigga that I know fuck my bitch and went platinum with her. I'm not doing that.
So what if he's coming at you and your bitch? You wouldn't say nothing?
I'm not.
You would be quiet? If he was coming at you and your bitch for a while? Exactly. See? That's what I'm
Fair
trying
enough.
to. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
he's not wrong.
It's like let me throw a punch back, but it's like when you get your jaw broken with this haymaker from fucking Goliath.
So he should just ignore him and say nothing. That's what.
Yeah. Be a billionaire and shut the fuck up. It's also because Rocky music been so ass for so long.
I don't think
nobody cares.
I agree.
He can't make a song that's gonna compare to anything Drake's gonna make unless Rihanna's on it.
So
and if you and Rihanna team up to make a diss track, God bless.
So
because he's gonna shit on that.
So what you're saying is he should not say anything.
Yes.
And let him keep dissing him and his bitch.
Shut the fuck
Absolutely
up
not.
and sit back. He's not of the caliber to be able to win.
It's the principle.
He cannot win.
It's the principle. It's a principle.
I know.
I'm not pussy. It's the principle.
It's like, but it's one thing. It's like, all right, yeah, the nigga said some, all right, boom, 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 boom. It's like, all right, it's you walking out the club, right?
Yeah.
It's 5 niggas right there, right? And these niggas look at you and your bitch and be like, damn, that shit fat. Like, that nigga don't know nothing to do with that shit. But I'm just saying, all right, now, do I keep it moving? Or do I turn around and swing on one of these niggas and now I'm getting jumped in front of my bitch? Probably gonna get my bitch jumped too, realistic. Niggas don't care.
That's not the same.
Niggas don't care. All I'm saying, do you want to get beat up in front of your bitch? Because that's what's about to happen, Rocky.
That's not the
You're
same.
about to get beat up in front of your bitch and in front of the rest of the world. I'm sorry. And listen, I don't want to sound like I'm hating on Rocky. I fuck with Rocky. I fuck with Rocky as a cultural icon when it comes to clothing, when it comes to his influence for real. Like I said, cultural, like he really is, like he really did do something. Like whether people notice it or not, or want to acknowledge it. If it wasn't for ASAP Rocky, there would be no Playboy Cardi the way we know Playboy Cardi today. Playboy Cardi went from mumble rapper, Southern Atlanta kind of rapper. He teamed up with Rocky and got on that like umbrella, and he was out of his lore, just went out of here. It was like, as soon as he teamed up with the like around 2016, 2017, he went super high fashion. He dropped all that Bape shit. He dropped all that Supreme shit he was wearing. He started wearing V-Lone. He was like the only niggas wearing V-Lone, him and Ian Connor and them niggas. They was acting real vampire-like. They was piercing their face. They started doing weird shit. They changed their sound up completely. They started being very like secluded as far as like they'll drop a song every year and then they'll drop a tape in 5 years. Like he changed everything. Rocky changed Playboy Cardi's whole aesthetic and sound and his lore completely. And that's the reason I feel like Cardi is as big as he is now. He took notes. He took notes, and honestly, his music just continued to grow with his fan base, and people resonate more with Cardi than Rocky. Cardi is bigger than Rocky ever was musically, ever.
Yeah.
Ever. And don't get me wrong, Rocky had a great run.
Yeah.
But Cardi's
different. Yeah.
Especially for somebody who's been 10 years in already. But that's not neither here nor there. Back to what we were saying.
But what I'm saying is your scenario that you laid out is a little different because obviously, danger's involved. You got to pick your battles. But
you don't think danger's involved right now? Bro, Drake is going to stomp on this man.
Nah. I like I said.
Is that a world tour or your girls tour? It's the exact same situation,
so
actually.
like I said.
Is that a world tour or your girls tour?
So like
Rocky?
I said.
Be easy.
I don't
think, get your ass whooped in front of Rihanna.
But I don't think Rocky cares about shit like that. Yeah,
he is from New York. That is a Harlem nigga at the end of the day.
He knows it's his girl's tour, and he's okay with that. I think that's the difference.
Rocky got some pride in him, though.
Every man has pride, but at the end of the day, he
got Harlem, New York pride. Harlem, New York pride.
And Drake got pride too. Cause in Drake's mind, it's like, how the fuck did you choose him over me? I feel like that's his whole mindset. But I'm Drake.
Drake don't give a fuck about
that's
Rihanna
what you
like
think?
that, bro.
Is that what you think?
I don't think so.
Nah, bro.
I don't think so.
Gotta look
you know
at
what
the
it is?
music.
I never thought Rihanna was the hottest shit in the world.
You talking about your person?
Yeah, you're right.
Bro,
yeah.
You talking about you personally.
And that's why I'm like, I just can't believe that he would go that crazy for her.
You mean Certified Lover Boy?
She is not in his top 10 baddest bitches he's ever fucked.
It's not about that.
She's not.
It's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about that.
She might be the richest.
To you, and it's not about that.
No, you're right. It's not. You're right.
But so that's all I'm saying is he has every right to come at Drake. Drake has been coming at him.
I think he has the right.
Years.
I just think he should be easy.
He
got the right, but watch for the right, and watch for the left, and watch for the hook, because this shit coming.
We'll see. But we'll see. But we'll see.
Drake's in his studio right now with his little team of writers. They're putting together the hottest shit you've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? The best producers in the world, and it's going when it hit. Just know I warned you, Rocky. But shout out to him, Rihanna, and the family. I think that shit is beautiful.
Yeah.
Outside of all that, the only thing I ever really wanted to take away from Rocky that really upset me was the way he fell off musically. That shit really did bother me because when I tell you, bro, when Rocky first came out, bro, do you remember how crazy Purple Swag and fucking what was the other shit? It was
everything is purple.
Yeah, that's Purple Swag. What was the other one?
I know.
Fuck. I mean that pretty motherfucker. What's that shit called? Peso.
Peso.
What? Yo, bro, when that shit hit the streets, bro, I remember I was my junior year, summer of my junior year, bro. And I remember I had just got put on the Space Ghost Perp. Shout out to my son Dash. We was listening to Space Ghost Perp probably for like 4 or 5 months prior to that. And I was like, yo, this is the hardest shit I've ever heard.
Yo,
and if y'all don't know about Space Ghost Perp, y'all don't know about that whole Raider Clan era of music, then you're lost. You need to go do your research, look up Space Ghost Perp, listen to that shit to this day.
And they were, and I remember they was big Oppie back then.
Bro, no, they were actually best of friends at one point, and then they became big Ops.
Yes, I knew that.
But I remember I was DMing Space Ghost because at the time I was making custom crew necks, and I remember I was making custom shirts, and I was just ironing on images, and I had made a Raider Clan shirt, and I sent it over to Space Ghost Perp. So we was in minor communication through Twitter, and I just remember when I first heard ASAP Rocky, I sent Space Ghost Perp a link to his YouTube, and I'm like, yo, bro, have you heard this shit? Because he had such a southern drawl, but he was talking about being from New York, and I'm like, yo, have you heard this? And he was like, bro, that's my twin. And I was mad confused. I didn't even know what twin was. I swear that was the exact words of that's my twin. And this is like 2011. I never heard a nigga say twin. So I was like, huh? I'm like, these niggas related? I was so low, like, what? I ain't think nothing of it. And then I realized they was best of friends. They was muting music the whole time behind the scenes. And of course, that shit went into turmoil. But that's neither here nor there. But
that
to
was
say,
crazy. Yeah.
I say that to say
Rocky's
first influence, bro, was so like incredible. Like it just,
I think
the way it fell off was just like,
you know what's crazy? I think
broke my heart.
I think Rocky and Rihanna had similar career paths.
In what way?
Once they really broke out, I feel like it was less about music, and then they started doing their own ventures. To where Rocky went more fashion, Rihanna went more Fenty and everything. Everybody was begging for this Rihanna album. As far as that is concerned, I feel like as artists, they took break from the art and ventured off into other things.
Yeah, in a very general sense, I definitely see what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
I just Rihanna's like level of success in music was like exponentially higher than Rocky's though. Exponentially.
I'm not saying I'm not even saying it wasn't.
I'm
talking about.
But I see what you're saying though. They went from music, then just veered off.
Yes,
and we're like, there's way more going on over here.
Yes, and it was never about the music anymore.
What was crazy is though, Rocky. What people don't realize is V-Lone was ASAP Bari shit. So I'm not sure how much Rocky made off that, but if I'm not mistaken from the way it was explained, a lot of times over was Rocky didn't have nothing to do with V-Lone. Like as far as financially, like that was all Bari.
I didn't know.
So
that.
Rocky was doing his own thing, but he was doing things like modeling. He's doing the Gucci. He
was the creative director for I forgot what brand.
But he was doing a lot though. He was working with I know like Gucci. I think he was working with I don't want to make up brands, but I know he was doing a lot of different modeling gigs and I'm sure creative directing and shit like that.
No, he was. I forgot what brand.
He was working with a lot of shit, but at the same time, like none of that shit really matters because the music is what brought him to the light and what we really loved him for. And bro, that first ASAP mixtape, bro, that Long Live ASAP tape was so fire.
So crazy.
They had so much shit. And then it's also because off of him, so many people like you got like I said, ASAP Bari with V-Lone. Then you had ASAP Ferg, who in his own right was a huge artist. And low key, if you look at the numbers, I want to see who sold more at one point. Like I think ASAP Ferg might have had more success than Rocky as far as like sales wise, because Ferg had a couple of like monster hits, like
Ron with the bar, Check, you know what I mean?
Yep, that was one of his later hits. And then when he dropped Work, oh my God.
Yeah,
you could not stop the club from playing Work. Put in work, put him in the dirt.
Yeah.
But yo, the club used to feel like it was gonna cave in when that shit used to come on. That a lot of niggas died. That shit was so hard. Yo, Ferg was crazy.
Yeah, commercially, Ferg is probably more successful.
ASAP 12e. 12e was doing his thing. They had what's my ASAP Ant YG Addy. He had the Merino Gang clothing brand. A lot of people are not too familiar that was even his clothing brand. But shout out to Merino. He from out in Baltimore. If you I don't know if you too familiar with ASAP Ant, but if you know Ant, you know his Merino. That shit was going crazy. Matter of fact, Rocky had it on in the Peso video. It was a Merino shirt, and that was like that was big. That was going all through the Zoomies and all those kind of places. That shit was going big. I remember they made Black Scale real popular at one point. I was like the only motherfucker I thought knew about Black Scale when they started wearing. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm hip. It's lit. I remember that. They had Supreme going crazy. They had what was the producer's name? ASAP. The producer who made I forgot that made Peso and Purple Swag. Fuck.
ASAP
Lil, I think his name was, or Talil, some shit like that. Regardless, there was so many people that branched off of that it was dope to see.
Yeah,
man.
RPMs.
Oh, of course. Can't
RPMs.
forget Yams. Yeah, Lamborghini. Ha, for real. Damn, yeah.
that
RPAs
was-
had Yams,
yeah.
man. And like I said, it just breaks my heart that I feel like Rocky just fell off way too quick, way too like, and it was so like, I don't care. Like I don't care about none of this stuff.
That's what I mean as far as trajectory.
But Rihanna's was more like I already did what I could do here. I'm good. That was more Rihanna's style. It was like I already dominated this. Bye.
But once yeah.
And she had like a 10-year, 15-year run.
I'm not comparing the runs. I'm just saying
Yeah,
they got to a certain point, they ventured out of music.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But
well, we gotta move on. We ain't talking about this the whole
nah, because
episode.
we don't ever get to give Rocky his credit, and I feel like I was talking down on him way too much.
Nah, of course.
So I had to just double back, make sure I clear the air. Like Rocky, you still a GOAT in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Shout out to Elmwood Park. A lot of people don't know Rocky was in Elmwood Park for a long time. But yeah. I'm excited to see what's gonna come of this because hopefully Drake do come back. I want to see this.
We'll see. But the thing is, he probably will, and it'll be like how it's been.
And a lot of people credit that Travis Scott stole A$AP Rocky's swag.
Oh, I remember that. Oh yeah, that was a whole. Yeah, I remember that.
We don't gotta talk about that, but that was the thing for a long time.
In other news, did you see? Apparently, Adin Ross said he's taking a break from streaming. That his streaming numbers were down recently. And it had a lot. Apparently, had a lot to do with the Doechii situation. And apparently, he was gonna have a big NBA star on his stream, but ever since the Doechii situation, the NBA star didn't want to do it anymore. And now he's apologizing and said he's not gonna come at Doechii anymore because of the backlash he's been receiving and everything.
Nah, honestly, I didn't hear him say that, but I'm not surprised. Like sometimes that's your best bet. Sometimes let me just cool out, clear the air, let this shit go by, cause shit's getting hot. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't hear about that.
Oh yeah, and Marv, I just want to play the applause button for me, please. Thank you. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for Adin Ross. I think it's been a long time coming. No, seriously. And the thing is, somebody like Adin Ross, they want to be able to say what they want and do what they want and not be held accountable for anything they do or say. And he went up there. He called Doechii a dirty bitch. We all know, like I said before on here, he said another white streamer shouldn't apologize for saying the N-word. And he's been dabbling around a lot of racial tension throughout some time here. He also went and while Trump was running, he went to the White House with Trump, gifted him a Rolex. And then when he received backlash for that,
why the fuck would you give Trump a Rolex?
And then when he
received giving him a G-shot.
And then when he received backlash for that, then he was like, people are trying to put me in the same realm as Trump. I'm not in the same realm as Trump, but that's the bed you laid in. So you got to lay in that bed and you got to stand on that. And I think that a lot of people, they don't want to be accountable for their actions or what they have to say. And it's just, and I'm happy. And I think that's the black community, we need to stay away from some people like that and the influence that they have. And it's just ironic because somebody like Adin Ross, he's not always, why isn't he always around pop stars or country music stars, or why is he never around NHL stars or baseball stars? For some reason, always wants to be around black people, but disrespect black people at the same time. So I think that it's something that's good and it needs to continue, and we need to
wait. You think that him taking a break is good and needs to continue? No,
I think the fact that his streaming numbers are down is good because of everything that he's been doing, and we're holding him accountable for what he's been saying. So, like I told you before, I think that once you lay your bed, stay on that side. We don't come on this side. Everybody they want to dabble in black culture, but then still disrespect black culture at the same time. So, I think it should definitely continue.
No, I definitely see what you're saying. It's crazy though, because a lot of the streamers are taking like breaks, and they're all like going through these like mental health things. Like Kai Cenat recently been taking a break.
Oh yeah,
I don't think Kai's been streaming for a while.
He said he's not. He said he's not streaming anymore.
But I know he hasn't streamed in a little minute. He's talking about he wants to venture off into something else. But that's not here nor there. But I know streaming weighs a lot on these kids. They are pretty much kids. I think Aiden's like maybe 26 or something like that.
Yeah,
and he's been in the
20s.
limelight for like 5+ years now.
Yeah.
Same thing. Kai Cenat's like 24, been in the limelight since a teenager living in the Bronx. So like I get it. This weighs a lot on these people. So it is kind of crazy that their whole life is based on, let me put on this camera and do my life 24/7 on this camera in order for these people to love me. That's the only way they're gonna love me is if I'm on here consistently every day and I do this and that. So I understand they want to take a break. I'm not too sure if it's just because of the Doechii stuff, because he was already talking about how he needed to take a break. The same way Kai was talking about it, and the same way a lot of other streamers have gone through these, like, I need to take a break situations, because it's 24/7, bro. Like they might take shits on camera. Like I don't know, but the way it seems, like that's the reason why they can't keep no relationships. You see, Kai's girlfriend was cheating on him, ex-girlfriend. Like they don't have time to be human. They have to try to put on this persona to be entertaining and be super happy and go lucky, and it's like it's fake. It's fake as fuck. Because at the end of the day, you're human, and you need to have time to just process. Like, all right, what am I really feeling? What am I really going through? Who are my real friends? Not the 5-6 people I need to call over here every day to go stream. Not 6ix9ine and Antonio Brown and fucking Ben Dadon or whatever the fuck his name is. Like, not all these. Like, I don't. These aren't my friends. These aren't the people I grew up with. These aren't the people I love for real. Like, yeah, we're friends now because of this, but if it wasn't for this, people didn't give a fuck about me. These motherfuckers wouldn't come to me. So I can imagine that the human aspect of just being a person makes you feel like, all right, I need a break from this stuff. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say it's because of the Doechii stuff, but I'm sure that did weigh up on him heavily.
I'm not saying it's solely for it, but he was literally talking about how it was down. He was literally talking about how the NBA player didn't want to come on the stream. He said, "I'm done with the Doechii situation and everything," and it was just the perfect timing. Then.
Yeah, and I remember I'll be watching the Whack 100 show, Whack 100 Adam 22 show. They have a podcast every Sunday actually. And Wack was talking about it, and he was saying that him and Adin they've obviously been really close behind the scenes. They do a lot of business together. Him and Wack is the reason why 6ix9ine got so close with him. All these boxing matches. Wack has a lot to do with a lot of these boxing matches that he gets to go through. And Wack was explaining that he was the one who put the foot down. I was like, yo, bro, we're done with the Doechii situation, because Wack is very close with the owner of TDE, the company that Doechii is signed to. And they're close on some like old school LA gang ties type of shit, like that kind of level of respect. Like when that shit, when we say yo that shit is done because it can get violent, or it can get past entertainment and streaming. So he's like, yo, that shit is over, Adin. Like, we're not doing that no more. So that's also why Adin like just called it off. He's like, yo, I don't want nothing to do it. But Wack also explained, like, when people try to call Adin a racist, like, yes, granted, he says crazy shit. He said, but keep in mind, what kid in their early 20s, teenage to early 20s, even mid 20s, late 20s, especially when you got fame, you got notoriety, and you know that what you do relies on clickbait, being able to go viral, being able to create, titles and scenarios and all this shit. Who doesn't say crazy shit? You know what I'm saying? You go back to like Our Future Wolfgang, Tyler the Creator, talking about I'll stab that fucking faggot Bruno Mars in the plane that he came in. Did that make Tyler the Creator a homophobe? At the time it did. And then what happened? Tyler Creator comes out talking about I got a boyfriend. But Tyler Creator was 19 when he said that shit. And it sounded great. But people at the time were ready to say, oh, Tyler's this, Tyler's that, Tyler's this. And then all of a sudden, 10 years later, he's making all this cherry love bomb music, talking about love who you want, all this other happy-go-lucky shit. So it's like when people come at Adin, they don't know him. What Wack was talking about was like, yo, what people don't know is that when Adin was in LA just like 6-7 months ago in like October, he said they were doing something, some like function, whatever the fuck was going on. It was like some streaming thing going on, and Adin stepped to the side and asked Wack like, yo, what could we do for the community that's like outside of this? And people don't know Adin pledged over $1 million to Wack to a foundation that nobody got any press for it. Nobody knew where it came from. He donated it through a whole side venture. Nobody knew where it came from. And Wack figured out how to distribute that money, and it never was brought up. And now when people are talking about a racist, Wack's the only one like, yo. Like, little do they know, like, he's the one that tapped me on the shoulder, because they were in the projects. They were like in the Nickerson Gardens and a bunch of other projects in LA. And he was like, yo, what can we do to actually help these kids right here besides just be here today, take a bunch of pictures, and everybody takes these pictures on Instagram and feels like, hey, look, I got to see Adin today. He's like, nah, what could we actually do? So they put some money up, and then they did whatever they did with the money, I don't know. But point is, Wack was like, yo, the whole idea of him being this super racist, terrible person, he's like, I'm not letting that shit fly without me at least saying this part. So I'm just saying this to say like I'm not saying what Adin did was right, and I do feel like he has to be held accountable for certain shit he says, but I don't think that we should just be throwing away these people for saying certain things when on the low they do other things, saying one thing and then doing. So I've always been against just throwing people away for things they say when at the end of the day do other things.
I see what you're saying.
Like a Charleston White in a sense.
I see what you're saying, but I definitely disagree.
No, I feel you. You have every reason to disagree.
1,000% disagree because what you say has to align with your actions. You can't be mixing these. You can't mix your actions with your words because then it creates confusion. And not only that, I think that yes, shout out to him. Actually, I was actually going to say after you finished saying that, he actually I heard that he did actually donate and a lot to a lot of community causes, but at the same time, your actions have to line up with your words because, yes, a lot of the times like you can put certain money towards certain things, but at the end of the day, what you say and your influence could be 10 times more influential than just the little neighborhood that you're putting money into.
No, that's a fact.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
I think that when we talk about racism, I don't think it's black and white. I think there's a scale. There's not necessarily racism doesn't mean you're a 10, you're a Nazi. There's a sliding scale in there, and when you perpetuate certain things, it gives the motivation behind other entities or people who are influenced by what you're saying. And like I said before, the audience you create as an influencer is a direct reflection off of the type of influence that you are. So at the end of the day, when people come in your chat and they feel comfortable saying racist stuff, that is a direct reflection off of the persona that you created. So I think it has to be on both fronts. So I'm not buying that.
Nah, yeah, 1,000%.
It has to be on all levels. You can't one send mixed signals, and two, I'm not saying Adin is doing this, but what a lot of people do is they once they get in trouble, I'm not saying this is Adin, they'll throw money at the problem and think that can make the problem go away.
That's true.
So I think that's also a dangerous sentiment because when people thrust in the forefront, they think they're untouchable and they can throw money at the situation. I'm not saying that's what Adin's doing, but I absolutely disagree with that. I think that we need to stand 10 toes on how people move and what people say. I think actions have to align with what you're saying. So I completely disagree with that.
I dig it. I don't want to make it an excuse, but I do know age and maturity definitely have a lot to do with it because, I mean, I look back at people like Pac, for example. Pac said a lot of things and did a lot of things that didn't go together. And like people's perception of him was either this super crazy gangbanger or this super righteous pro-black leader. And in the middle of that was I get around, and he's talking about fuck bitches, fuck this, but then he'll make Dear Mama. It's like sometimes motherfuckers don't know how to convey the message, and they just all over the place because they don't realize how impactful being so spread out could be, and not being like let's just zero in on what you actually are trying to convey and stick to this. If you do that and say this, like you said, it's mixed signals. But I feel like maturity.
But what I'm saying is, if there's two different interpretations of Pac, both of those people are correct. That's what I'm saying. If you interpret him based off this action and then interpret it based on that action, both people are correct. Nobody's wrong
deep.
in this.
That was deep.
They're both Pac.
Yeah. If I was to look at Adin and say he's a racist, and then I look at Adin and say no, but he's a great person.
That's what
I can be right.
They're both right.
It just depends on my perception.
Correct. It's all about perspective and perception. That's why you have to
that
be
was deep.
100% aligned.
I like that.
Then now you're mixing. Now it's hard to.
You're right.
Progress to the next level if you're throwing out mixed signals. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, 100%.
Both people are right. No, both people are not wrong.
100%. And I mean, I wanted to make sure we get into a couple other more topics because there was a lot of shit that was going on. Like, I know you. All right. Nah, I know that. I don't know if you got to see the whole Gucci Man Pooh Shiesty beef that's been going on.
Nah, I actually didn't.
Did you? You didn't get to hear none of the headlines that's been going on?
Nah, talk to me.
So I mean, allegedly Gucci Man was just robbed recently in They say it was in L.A. He was just robbed for his wedding ring and his watch. And they say Pooh Shiesty might allegedly have something to do with it, but they're not sure. But apparently him and Pooh Shiesty had a meeting in L.A. And the meeting was over Pooh Shiesty trying to get off the 1017 label. And the whole turmoil between him and Pusha T happened because apparently Pusha T didn't like the way he handled the death of Big Scar. Big Scar was one of Gucci Mane's artists that was signed to 1017. He passed away over an overdose. He's from Memphis. He's actually Pusha T's little cousin. So him and Pusha T came up together. When Big Scar died, Gucci was supposed to pay for the funeral, which they said that he didn't. Then his wife posted receipts that he did pay for the funeral, but he also then asked for the chains back. I believe he had 4 chains that he gave to Big Scar. He asked for Big Scar's chains, and that turned into a whole online beef, a whole online orchestra. And Shiesty, I guess, just wasn't really feeling the way he went about it. And in the midst of all that, Shiesty's trying to get out the deal. Gucci Mane's not really with it. He's the only artist that he has, really. He's the only successful artist that he has. Yeah. And obviously, Pusha T came out of jail with one of the biggest FDO, and he has one of the biggest buzzes right now. So, of course, Gucci Mane's like, hell no. And apparently, it was like one of those Vanilla Ice Suge Knight situations where Pusha T pretty much walked in there and was like, yo, look, you're going to sign this shit. We're going to make sure you sign this shit. And apparently, Shiesty was with some people, and they made him sign it over. And then after they left, they say within minutes, a group of alleged some gangbangers rolled in there and relieved Gucci Mane of some jewelry. Now, I don't know how true that is, but it's been a rumor that's going up left and right. Nobody's been there to really say that it didn't happen. But they're also saying that Shiesty's trying to sign a Yo Gotti. There's a $10 million deal that's already been sitting. So as soon as he gets signed off the deal, he's going to write the Yo Gotti. Shiesty mentions Yo Gotti in the FDO track, doesn't mention Gucci. It's a little bit weird, and Yo Gotti being a Memphis legend. There's a lot going on, but we're going to see how this going to go. Because, listen, last time niggas played with Gotti, you know how this went. And last time niggas played with Gucci, you know how that shit went.
And I know Gucci and Gotti haven't been on good terms recently.
I don't know. It's one of them situations where somebody fucks somebody bitch.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, speaking of, we got to get out of here.
Yeah, but on that note, man, it's been another episode of Free Gems Podcast.
Gems, baby.
We're gonna have to come at y'all. We're gonna come at y'all in a couple of days with a little remix episode out the house because we got too many topics to come up with. And I've been sick, so I've been not paying attention to all the headlines recently. So we're gonna talk real soon.
Thank
Appreciate
you guys
y'all
so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, and tell a friend.
And we out of here.
We go. Hot.